Aesop's Fable EP75, the turtle who found the perfect nesting spot. Scene 1, the search begins. In a quiet forest, nestled among tall trees and blooming flowers, there lived a wise old turtle named Tessa. As the spring season arrived, Tessa knew it was time to find the perfect spot to lay her eggs. She needed a place that was safe, warm, and most importantly, spacious enough to ensure her eggs could hatch safely. Tessa wandered through the forest until she reached a beautiful pond. The pond was surrounded by soft sand, and Tessa knew this could be the ideal spot. But as she looked around, she noticed that the pond had different areas with varying sizes. Some areas were small and cozy, while others were larger and more open. How can I make sure I choose the largest area? Tessa wondered. She knew that finding the largest space would give her eggs the best chance of survival, so she decided to measure the different areas to find the one with the most space. Scene 2, learning to measure area. Tessa knew that to compare the sizes of different areas, she needed to measure their surfaces, or what she remembered was called the area. But she wasn't exactly sure how to do this. So, she decided to visit her friend, Ollie the owl, who was known for his wisdom and mathematical knowledge. "Ollie," Tessa began, "I found a few spots around the pond where I could lay my eggs, but I want to choose the largest area. How can I measure and compare the sizes of the different spots?" Ollie smiled and said, "It's simple, Tessa. To find the area of a space, you need to measure its length and width. For example, if a space is shaped like a rectangle, you can find the area by multiplying the length by the width. This will give you the number of square units that make up the area." Tessa listened carefully. "So, if I measure the length and width of each spot, I can multiply them to find the area?" "Exactly," Ollie replied. "And if some areas are shaped differently, you can use other formulas, like for circles or triangles. But most importantly, just remember to compare the areas to find the largest one." Scene 3, measuring the pond areas. With Ollie's advice in mind, Tessa set off to measure the different spots around the pond. She found 3 potential spots. One shaped like a rectangle, one like a triangle, and another like a circle. First, Tessa measured the rectangular spot. It was 5 feet long and 3 feet wide. She remembered Ollie's formula and calculated 5 feet length times 3 feet width equals 15 square feet. Next, Tessa measured the triangular spot. It had a base of 4 feet and a height of 2 feet. Tessa recalled Ollie's advice about triangles and calculated 4 feet base times 2 feet height divided by 2 is equal to 4 square feet. Finally, Tessa measured the circular spot. She found that the radius, the distance from the center to the edge, was 2 feet. Using the formula Ollie mentioned, Tessa calculated the area. Pi times 2 feet times 2 feet almost equals 3.14 times 4 equals 12.56 square feet. With all the measurements done, Tessa compared the areas. The rectangular spot, 15 square feet. The triangular spot, 4 square feet. The circular spot, 12.56 square feet. Scene 4, the perfect nesting spot. After comparing the areas, Tessa realized that the rectangular spot had the largest area with 15 square feet. She knew that this spot would give her eggs the most space to grow and develop safely. Tessa began preparing the area, digging a soft, warm nest in the sand. As she worked, she felt confident in her choice, knowing that she had used her math skills to find the best possible spot. When the time came, Tessa laid her eggs in the carefully prepared nest. As she covered them with sand, she knew they were safe in the largest and best spot by the pond. As the days passed, other animals in the forest noticed Tessa's excellent choice and asked her how she had found such a perfect spot. Tessa explained how she had measured the different areas and used math to make her decision. You can use math to solve problems like this, Tessa told them. By measuring and comparing, you can find the best place to achieve your goals. Her friends were impressed and decided to use similar methods when choosing their own spots. Thanks to Tessa's careful calculations, she had not only ensured the safety of her eggs but also taught others a valuable lesson in using math to make smart decisions. Moral of the story: measuring and calculating areas help us make informed decisions, ensuring we choose the best spaces for our needs. By using math, we can compare options and select the most suitable one for success.